Hey friends, how are you all doing today? I thought I would come on and just make a quick little video here to share something with you guys, but do you ever have those days where you just can't crochet for nothing? Like you just trying to crochet and you just can't get into it? Well, I dealt with that Saturday. I wanted to crochet. We were not leaving the house. We were staying home all day. And so I had thought, well, I'll crochet all day. I have all these things I want to crochet for April and get them up to my booth. So I've got Saturday and Sunday and Monday, and I'll get all that crocheted and done. Well, I couldn't focus on my crochet project to work on it. I just could not, for anything, get into it. And so I went and laid down, said, just, all right, whatever. And I went and laid down and took a nap. And I come back and I'm like, okay, here I go. I'm ready to crochet now. It was just like a pain to crochet. I mean, I did crochet a little bit, but I was not into it. So I didn't finish that project, and I just kind of put it to the side and tried to crochet on something else. But still, again, I could not get into it. Sunday, I couldn't get into it again. I was just like, blah. Had the blahs and just didn't feel like doing anything. And I ended up in there with Big Daddy, and we did do some stuff together Saturday night and Sunday with my knitting machines. So we did do some things. I just couldn't get into crocheting. So it's Monday, right? I wake up, I'm like, okay, I got it today. I'm gonna crochet. I got something to work on, and I'm gonna get this done. And so I was actually having a pretty good crochet moment. I was able to, stay focused and get some work done. One of my problems is seeing. I'm just having so much problems seeing that it's interfering with my crochet. Can you imagine that? Anyway, so Big Daddy's at work. I do get in and start working on some of my project, and then and Paige comes, and I'm trying to talk with her and plus do a little bit of crocheting. Okay, Big Daddy texts me that his uncle passed away. And so I called him and I was like, who told you that uncle passed away? And he said his brother. And I was just like, oh, okay. And this is a brother of his that I really cannot stand from the get-go. Me and him butted heads before Jody and I ever got married, and I have just never been able to tolerate him. He knows it. Everybody in the family knew it. There was no bones about it. Before Jody and I ever got married, we're planning the wedding. He was trying to take charge of our wedding and control things, and I was like, no, that's not what I want. This is what I want for my wedding. And I stated again what we were doing, and he was to be a groomsman in the wedding, right? Because he's Jody's brother. All his brothers were. He has 3 brothers, and they were all going to be groomsmen. And so he was mouthing off, blah, 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 and I was like, that's fine. He don't have to be in the wedding. And Jody's mom and, the family's like, oh, she's not going to bow down to him and do everything he wants him to do. She said he can't be in the wedding. No, I didn't say he couldn't be in the wedding. I said he don't have to be. If he wants to act like that, he can choose not to be in the wedding. Anyway, so that was me from the get-go, him from the get-go. I never got along with him. Jody's mom always said, let's keep an even keel. That was her famous words to me about the brother. Anyway, so this brother, every now and then, he just pops up and does crazy stuff. And we're just like, okay, we were getting along with life just fine without your little input there or whatever. And so he texts Jody that Uncle passed away. And so I'm like, well, who told him? Because he doesn't even live here. And Jody said, who told him? I was like, I wonder why she didn't tell you. Because she usually texts you, you know, important things that you need to know. So that's odd that she didn't let you know. He said, yeah, I know. Well, whatever. Maybe she's busy, you know, just hadn't got around to it or whatever. So I look online and there's nothing about Uncle passing. Nothing. I look on all his children's Facebook pages. Nothing. There's no obituary. There's just nothing online about him passing. I was like, And supposedly he's, you know, already passed the day before. So I would think that the funeral home would be getting something up there. Because they're usually quick to, you know, get the obituary online or whatever. Anyway. So, Big Daddy, he's at work. He has a major deadline today. Major deadline. He cannot leave work today until this work is done. It don't matter if he has to stay there till 10 o'clock tonight. He's there until he gets his work done. So he stops his work and writes out a long letter. If you've read any of his writings, you know how he is. He writes this beautiful contribute to Uncle, and it's kind of lengthy, and you know, it's beautiful, and he always dresses things up with words that aren't in my vocabulary. And so he sends this to Uncle's oldest, one of his oldest sons. He sent it to the daughter, and he was fixing to send it to one of the youngest sons when the daughter emails him back and says, thank you, but he's still with us. Oh my gosh, do y'all know how Big Daddy felt then? He just, you know, he just said her father had passed away and all this, and she's like, no, he's still with us. I don't know if his brother did that on purpose. I wouldn't put that past him because that's what kind of person he is. So Big Daddy's at work, and now he's like, oh my gosh, you know, my brother told me he passed away. And she's like, no, he hasn't. And so then he, you know, texts brother back and says, you know, he has not passed away. And he's like, oh, I guess I was misinformed. Now, who he said informed him did not tell him that. I mean, she would never do that unless it was true, you know? Oh my gosh, this is just crazy. So Big Daddy's like, I feel like a turd. I feel so horrible. And I'm like, well, you didn't know. You was just going off what you went on. He's like, yeah, and I ain't had nothing back from the first person he sent that to. He said, thankfully she, you know, wrote back to me before I sent it to everybody else. And and so we had already had words and had tears with each other about his passing, and then to find out he didn't even pass, that wasn't even true. And so and we were trying to figure out, you know, like, okay, well, this changes our week because we're going to have visitation and a funeral this week, so that changes up some things, you know. And then come to find out he didn't even pass away. I mean, that has been a roller coaster today, okay? That has been a roller coaster. And then his brother's like, oh, I guess I was misinformed. No, you're just a pain in the rear and like to aggravate people. Oh, anyway. That's our day. That's our day so far. And then Big Daddy just kept texting me about it. And, you know, at least she, you know, was gracious about it. And I'm like, yes, she was very nice about you, saying her father had passed away. And And he just kept messaging me and all that. And I'm like, okay. I called him. I said, okay, you're going to have to get back on your work. So you do get to come home at some time today. And he's like, how am I supposed to focus on my work after all that? And I'm like, I don't know, but you got to find a way. You're going to have to get back on your work. And I got to go get on my work. Okay, so I come in here and I'm trying to crochet. This is not what I was crocheting on. I was crocheting on something over here. But this precious little thing here will not move over. She will not just let me crochet. And so I've got up and walked away, I don't know how many times, thinking, you know, okay, she's going to follow me, and then I can go back and crochet. Every time I come back in here and sit down to crochet, here she is, all up in my work. And so I really need some space to spread out to work on this project. But anyway, it's not working. It's not working out. And so I was like, okay, let me get this then. So I grabbed something else to work on, something I didn't even have on my plan, but I did have part of it over here beside me. So I just picked it up and started working on it. And I still got Miss Sassy here taking up my desk. I think I'm going to go and lay in the bed for just a little bit. She'll come lay in the bed with me. And then maybe when I get up, she will find a new place to lay so that I can get back in here and get on my work. Because I have set some deadlines for myself. What a joke. I set deadlines for myself and wanted to get in here and, you know, knock out. There's 2 projects I could have easily knocked out today and got done. But it's just not happening. It's not happening thanks to Sassy. And normally I sometimes, you know, can crochet with her on my desk, but I feel like I need to spread out and focus on what I'm doing for those particular projects. And yeah. So I'm trying to make a baby lovey now. I didn't really have this on my agenda for this week, but I did have it sitting over here. And so, let me see if I did that right. So, Eva had gave me this a bunny. I think she might have gave me a bear and this bunny. I think the other animal is a bear. But anyway, they're brand new and they're super, super soft. She got them like clearance somewhere, really, really cheap. And it's so, so soft. I don't even know how to explain how soft that is. But anyway, so I started a baby lovey to go around it with my Sweet Roll Vivid Premier yarn. So that's what I'm doing on the edge of my desk. Thanks to Miss Sassy. But do you ever have days where you just are not into crocheting, like you just can't get focused to do it? Ugh, I hate those days. And Saturday I was even making a video about my project on Saturday and talking about, you know, how I couldn't get into it, that it just wasn't happening for me. And so I still have those clips to go back and try to finish up that video when I finish that project. But it's now Monday and I started that video on Saturday. So in there on the video I do say it's Saturday. So now it's Monday and I still hadn't accomplished anything. I feel like a failure. I feel like a failure. I can't stay focused and get stuff done. Anyway, this is a lovey pattern. It's by Zelda, and RJ. And I'm gonna be very honest. I I don't curse, especially on a video. I'm not gonna curse, you know, and in her tutorial she curses. She cusses at the dog in her tutorial, and I hate that because I'm always like, I really don't want to give out that tutorial. Just because she's, you know, cursing in it, and I just hate that. I wish she would redo that tutorial and not curse in it. But, you know, it's her tutorial. But anyway, it's by Zelda. I can't see if I stayed in the same stitch or if I went to a new stitch. And it looks like I didn't stay in the right stitch. I may have to look here. I think I did go in the wrong stitch. That's aggravating when you can't see your stitches well enough to know you're staying in the same place. Anyway, I wanted to tell y'all about Big Daddy's day, and now he's got to try to get focused and get his work done so he's able to come home at some point tonight. Bless his heart. I feel so bad for him. I really do. I feel bad for him. Poor man, poor man. Anyway, guys, that's been a roller coaster, emotional roller coaster today. I just hope the family that Big Daddy sent messages to understand that he thought Uncle had passed, and obviously Uncle had not passed. I was on a roll with this until I really got on camera, and now it's like I'm all butterfingers again. I think I have one more. Anyway, guys, I think this will look like a springtime. I gotta make sure I did that right. A springtime lovey. Hold on, 1, 2, 1, 2. Maybe it'll all work up together. Maybe it works up right. I hadn't looked at the pattern. I was just going off memory. And sometimes that's dangerous. Sometimes that can be dangerous when you just go off of memory and you think, oh yeah, I got this. I know what to do. But honestly, I hadn't made one of these in quite a while. And so, call myself knowing what I'm doing. And so we'll see here in just a second. If you'll hang with me, we'll see if this works out. It's gonna work out. This is my last one right here. Okay, so this is the lovey that's around a ponytail holder, and then you can you know, slip it over a lovey, over a stuffed animal's head. And then you can, you know, take it off and wash it or whatever and put it on a different stuffed animal. So that's what this is all about. And just so happens I did the pattern correctly with the right number of stitches to start off with. That's amazing. That is amazing that I got it right just off of memory, because I can't remember nothing, so I don't know why I was able to remember this. And it's odd how my color went all the way around. So now I'm ready to start row 2 and see I have my corners. There's corner 1, corner 2, 3, and 4. So I have my corners, and now I'm ready to go. And I'm supposed to have some company tonight, so this will be something that I can crochet on and talk and not have to, you know, count stitches or anything like that. So that's really one of the reasons why I thought it was okay to make this, so that I have something to work on tonight if I have company, and I could just crochet without counting and all that kind of stuff. All right, I'm gonna let you all get going, and I think I almost got to go lay in the bed for a little bit, snuggle with Sassy, and then maybe, just maybe, when I come back in here, she will not come with me or go somewhere else in the house. She has food, she has water, she's just satisfied just following me around everywhere I go. Bye, guys.